With a wave of his conjuring stick, so many birds fly out of his hat. It's an original conjuring trick. So many rabbits and cards and scarves, you know, he doesn't do things by halves. Magic. Yes. Elon Musk, I think he's a magician of some type. A shit one. Because although you can't really see why he does it, or, well, I don't know why he does it, but how he does it, you know it's a trick. If you've got any practical sensibilities, or even any common sense, then you will understand, you will realize that you cannot land a rocket back down on its base, on its arse, on its rocket, if you like, even if it had flights, which these don't. You know, flights like on an arrow or a dart. I know I've said this before, but some idiotic, cretinous morons still think it's real. They think it's real. Now, what's that American magician called? Is it David Copperfield? It's something like that. Some well-known, isn't it Dickensian kind of name, not a novel even. I think it might be. I don't read Dickens. I've seen a couple of films, pretty good actually. But anyway, who cares? It's just entertainment. And that's all SpaceX is. Fake X, I like to call it, because there's nothing real about it. Space isn't real. Rockets do not and cannot work in a vacuum, even if there really were a vacuum up there. They couldn't go anywhere in it, because science. No, real science, not this bullshit that they will all fall back on, these globe believers. Oh, gravity. That's not science. It's not. Excuse me, my kettle's boiling. Just a minute. No, that's not science. Watching things on a television screen go up and come back down again is not science. Science is the ability to take a substance, perform an experiment on it, time and time and time again, and get the same result. Now, if you don't do that, it's not science. It's just unbelievable that people are still clinging to this spinning ball bullshit, when the truth, well, the truth could be subjective. Okay, so the scientific facts are there for all to see, and it completely destroys the vacuum of space and the spinning ball bullshit. And that can be done by two simple things: air pressure and water. That's all you need. Create pressure and see how water behaves. Does it need containing water? Yes. To make air pressure, do you need a container? Yes. So that's it really. And if anything goes against that, you know it's not real. So that's, you know, I don't need those experiments to realize that Elon Musk is a conjuring artist, a I wouldn't put him in the same league as David Copperfield, because David Copperfield puts on a good show. And when you go and see one of his performances, you know that it's a magic trick. So you are there to be, you suspend your disbelief, and you were, ooh, ah, when he makes the Statue of Liberty disappear or whatever he does. I don't know. It's huge things that he can do, you know. And it's very similar to SpaceX, yet they are conning you. They are lying to you. So you can't believe either of them, of course, because one is kind of admitting, is it, well, if you're a magician, you are admitting that you are hoodwinking the audience into thinking that what you do is real. Although there is an understanding between the artist and the audience that, of course, it isn't real. Of course not. Yet, with Elon Musk and his SpaceX nonsense, he's in a different category of people. He's a liar. He's no genius, obviously. He's just somebody who has a lot of backing. Obviously, he's a puppet of whoever they are, you know, they. And he's used to trick and deceive the general public into thinking, for one, that space is real, and they have to maintain that because of the moon landings and all that nonsense. Moon landings. Of course, that's the only reason they went to the moon. If you understand that, you'll realise that it is bullshit. Even if you know, obviously, it is bullshit. There's no space. The moon isn't something you can go to and play golf on and drive a little car around. Mother, gee. But the only reason they went to the moon, in my opinion, or they pretended to go to the moon, of course, is so they could get far enough away from the Earth, or pretend to take a photograph of a ball in space, which it just couldn't be. Where we live is not a ball in space that's spinning at 1,037.5 miles an hour, whatever it fucking is. It's nonsense. Now, okay. It's a beautiful day. Sunny, hot, too dry, really. I need some rain. But it would be a great day for me to go and do the thing that I tried to do in January, I think, when I did it. Go up under the moors and see the sea. Yes, CBSEA, the level horizon, and prove its level with my straight edge, photograph it or film it, and then I'll post it up here on YouTube. The last time I did it, you couldn't really tell the sea line from the skyline, and today it looks very clear, and I might be able to do it. So I will go and have an attempt, but although I'm very busy, and anyway, it'll be a bit of a pain to drag myself away from what I'm doing, but I will do it. Now, was it yesterday? Yeah, today being Saturday, the 23rd of June. Yesterday, I downloaded some YouTube videos, and one of them was Vortex Puppy Gav, and he had I think it was 4 chats in there with him, and he was explaining some fundamental well, science, shall we say, real science, things that we all should know. And the chaps who were with him were asking excellent questions, and I highly recommend that you go and watch that. Vortex Puppy, that's the channel name. You won't be sorry. If you're a globe believer, then you really must go and see it, because you are living in a fantasy world and you need a good shake. You need waking up. And look, I don't care really if you live your life in this, Walt Disney movie for the rest of your life. I don't really care. But you owe it to yourself not to. And if you have children, then you owe it to them as well, to show them that the reality is just out there to be viewed, and all this bullshit that we're taught at school, never mind just the science, so-called science, which is utter nonsense. There's a great deal more to the education that is wrong, but I'm not going to go into that now. But you really do owe it to yourself. Now, I wonder where Elon Musk went to school, because what a genius he must be to be able to do what he does. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. He's a total knob, and he has no grasp of reality if he believes. You see, I don't think he has ever gone and built one of these rockets. Of course not. He'll have other people doing it, doing all the CGI, because that's all it is. There may be some kind of physical thing to it. I don't know. But what I can tell you, without any doubt at all, is rockets do not land back on their base. They just do. They just do not. They couldn't do that. Now, I may have said before that, oh dear, I have an uncle who bought a Tesla sports car, and he's retired, and it really pisses me off that, I mean, I think he's on his second one now, I think. Now it really pisses me off. Now he was going to come up. He lives down south in Gloucester area, and he was going to come up here. Well, he did come up, but he didn't bring his Tesla. No, he came up in his wife's car, or they come up in his wife's car, because he would have to stop and charge it up halfway up. It's not that far from. I think it's about 200 and something miles. It's not that far. If you can't go 200 and odd miles in a brand new Tesla, then how's it going to get to Mars? It's all bullshit, people. But what my point is, how he obviously thinks we're living on a spinning ball. I haven't seen him since this realization, actually. I don't think. And if I have, it's only at a funeral, so I didn't have a chance really to speak to him. But anyway, he is supporting, just by buying one of these cars. The cars might be all right. I don't know. They don't have the range that I would like. But anyway, that's coming possibly. But why support a lying deception merchant? He's a total twat. And if you have enough money to buy one of those Teslas, I would say don't do it. but you make your own mind up. But I don't know, buy something else electric, like a toaster.